Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton, and I'm also known as the Inventor Lady. This is my new sidekick, Lila. All right. And as you can tell from the title of today's talk, it takes more than one dog to pull a sled. And for inventors, it takes more than you to get your team in gear and get everything done the right way. Oh, remember last week we did those little barriers to entry, those little teeth, they'll get you. All right. And as strong as she is and as much energy as she's got, she cannot pull the sled all by herself, and neither can you. All right, sweet girl. Oh, my new little film star. Oopsie. All righty. So let's get to work, guys. We're talking about your team. And when I'm working with an inventor, I like it best when you're saying, I've got an idea. What do I do? Because now we can get all those team players in place. You're still pulling the sled. You're still making the decisions. You still control your intellectual property. And what the team is doing now is helping you with pulling the weight. All right. So when we look at, the registered patent attorney, I get people that say, you know what? I did it myself. No licensee is going to license a product where you filed your own patent. It's too easy to make a mistake. There's a reason that these guys go to school and they pay a lot of money. All right. And it's because it's hard work. It is a finesse. All right. And you don't have time to learn that. And it's the same thing. I can say, well, I'm taking classes at the library. Sorry, technical issues. Now we're live. Okay. So we're talking about our team, and you miss Lila. That's okay. You'll catch her next time. When we're looking at people that you say, well, I'm taking classes at the library to learn how to do CAD drawings. Okay. Let's back up just a little bit. If you're doing this as a hobby, by all means, take classes at the library, have a good time with it. Learn how to do the drawings, learn how to use the machines. If you are serious about getting to market, then get serious. And I'm serious when I tell you this. Right? You need a team. You need people you can trust. You need people to give you good information and good options. All right? Doing it me own self, as my grandson would tell me when he was 5 years old, all right, is not always the best option. All right? It's time. It is a race to get a good product to market. If you solved a problem, somebody else is seeing the same problem and they're working on an answer. All right. So when you sit back and say, oh, I've been working on this for 4 or 5 years and it made me so angry because somebody else got to market first. Oh, the classic I hear, they stole my idea. They didn't even know you had a freaking idea. All right. So time, remember time. I always say people have their own threshold of pain. I will find people that go out and do their own searching and think that they are doing their own searching instead of having an independent search done. Another point where it's like, do your own searching and accept the fact that you've got your own levels of pain. But time, all right, one of the little teeth in Lila's mouth that's a barrier to entry, all right, that's nipping away at you. Time is not your friend here. And, I laughed at the doctors and they said, oh, we'll do our own search. And they go 5 minutes later, it's like, shoot me now. And how much is this going to cost? But I'll get other guys that spend weeks. And then lo and behold, they'll find somebody filed a provisional patent in that window. And it's like, time is not your friend here. Learning to do it yourself is not always your friend. Well, I can't afford to get a search done. If you can't afford the $500 to get a search done, then keep your idea close to your chest. You got a problem. All right. So when you then get to the point where you got the $500 to get the search done, all right, and you can go ahead and have the patentability opinion done, Archimedes Offspring is a viable option for you. It is where you can go and now you can get plugged into the team. You can go through the vetting process. You can find out what some of those barriers to entry are that you may not have realized. And we always talk about sometimes it's a barrier to entry just to the process itself. Money is a big one, understanding the process. But every industry has a barrier to entry. So when you're looking now at that team, all right, that dog sled of 8 that you're going to now be able to access, that's a big deal. All right. Service providers that get paid, you're going to use a work for hire agreement, but you're going to lay out the terms. You're going to know that they understand the process because you know what? if I'm on your team, I'm going to beat them with a stick if they don't. And all the engineers know that. When I tell them it's like, this is for the hardware show, they go, oh yeah, it's Rita and the hardware show. They all know me and they know my expectations. All right. And they know what we have to do. It's not about whether or not an attorney could write the patent. It's about whether or not the attorney should write the patent. All right. And they have strict instructions from me to say, honestly, don't do this. All right. I had a guy who contacted me, and I've told this story, a spaceship landing in the forest where you can have a one-on-one meeting with God. It's like, you might want to get a functioning prototype before you go with that. But he found an attorney that would write the patent for him, and it was not one that I use, all right, or recommend. You just don't do that kind of stuff. An engineer that, same thing. We've got some really great engineers that actually go out and they start looking to see if there's competitive things in the marketplace. It's like, does your patent deal with this? All right. Those are great attorneys. All right. And they say, you know what? Until you come back with the parameters set with the registered patent attorney, we're kind of shooting in the dark here. So, get me some parameters. Those are great ones to deal with. You've got somebody who just wants to mess around with you and no, don't do that. All right. Pay attention. All right. A good team around you is worth every single penny. All right. And when your pennies are short, and with most inventors they are, take a look at Archimedes Offspring as your funding mechanism, because we help you find the good service providers. All right. We help you know what the right steps are going to be. And we're doing the funding. So we're protecting the investors and we're protecting you, because when we protect one, we're protecting the other. All right. Get your ideas out there. Understand, time is not your friend. And I think that should be a topic of a blog for next week. This week's already planned. Next week I'm working on. If you've got any ideas, if you've got any questions that you want me to talk about, please send them my way. We are happy to take a look, or I can at least answer the question back for you. But remember, you cannot pull this sled by yourself. It is a recipe for disaster. All right, one dog goes down and you only had one dog, you lose the race. So make sure that you look at, what does that team look like? All right, where can you go to get the players that understand the process and they're not going to take advantage of you? There are so many of the service providers out there that just see you as a payment process. Don't do that. All right. As a licensing agent, I get paid when you get paid. So I'm not going to take on projects where I see that the mistakes have been made. I don't see there's a good market. We've got issues that we need to deal with up front. All right. You want people with skin in the game. You want people who know what's going on. My name is Rita Crompton. I hope you have a wonderful Labor Day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right. Let's get that team going. Have a great day.